Sit back, relax, you already know why you make studios. It's the Danny Brown Show, we about to get live, let's go. It's the Danny Brown Show, sit back, relax, you already know why you make studios. It's the Danny Brown Show, we about to get live, let's go.
That's the dude singer, right? That's the Cypress Hill dude, right?
No, that's me.
Oh, you just doing it?
Yeah.
I thought you were doing it. I thought you got that guy to do your thing. That's funny as shit.
No, I had him on my
What's his name? I forget.
Be Real.
That's right.
Be Real was on Atrocity Exhibition. Yeah, and then I ain't gonna lie. When I was making that album, we were mixing, and I was to get that's when they just had that jet fuel. It was a strand of weed had just came out. That was his shit.
Yeah.
I used to get the fucking jet fuel from them motherfuckers. That's the only weed I ever had that used to fucking take out Adderall.
Sativa.
I think it's a hybrid.
Really?
But
you know what was a good hybrid and I used to get in LA? It was like, because I always get sativa. I don't want to be sleepy. You know, I only smoke it for work.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So I go in and it was some Jay-Z brand. Now I think he.
Oh yeah, I remember they started that.
Okay, so I go in and I go, yeah, I just want a sativa. And he goes, well, this comes in a 1, a 2, and a 3. Like instead of I go, listen, tell Jay-Z, first of all, fuck Jay-Z. I'm not learning like venti latte language for his weed. I started talking shit and the guy's laughing. I'm like, don't laugh, he's your boss. You could get in trouble.
But that shit didn't work out. I think that brand fell off.
Let me tell you something. The one I got of it, that was what I wanted, was excellent. I owe Mr. Z an apology because that was some good.
Oh, really?
Joint account was excellent.
I mean,
I'll gladly change it.
He comes from a drug dealer background, so I wouldn't.
Does he?
I would. Yeah, I mean, I would think he know he has to test a product, not him per se, but he knows he got to put the best product on the street with his name attached to it. Also, what's up, man? We got motherfucking Kurt Metzger in the motherfucking house, man. Yeah. How you doing, brother?
I'm bad at podcasts.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Dude, do you think that the Illuminati is like Ciroc? Like,
oh, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, because I have been tapped in with the Diddy trial, so I've been watching the whole shit. And then I remember that was like a whole conspiracy theory about the whole shit they so going through because of the whole him suing the liquor company, and it kind of
100%. Who would not believe that?
Yes, because now with this whole trial shit, it's like
the one man Rico.
I don't want to say he's gonna win or he's gonna lose.
I say he walks or he's going to get over, it'll be like Cosby overturned. Because I think Cosby should have, not whether he's guilty or not, I'm saying Cosby's thing should have been overturned just based on how they did it. But, you know, we don't have like a real justice system.
This just feel like this was like a smear campaign.
That's Comey. I keep calling her Janet Comey, but her name is not Janet. But it's James Comey's daughter. She's the one prosecuting, the one that did Ghislaine.
Okay.
Remember how they kept everybody out of that trial and just Ghislaine went away and none of the bad men that she was.
And they said that trial was way crazier than anything that's been said. I think that's what's happening with this too. People thought it was going to be a lot of wild shit and fucking all type of names going to be named. Now we're just finding out Diddy just was a cook, wanted to jack off with a hijab on. And it's like, all right, this ain't that as entertaining as we thought it was.
Oh, I mean, a hijab could be a one-man jerk-off booth if you market it right.
The hijab jerking off that's like been one of my funniest stories of the whole trial. That shit, like, the nigga was hiding behind a blind, like. And then the funniest part they say is he get more comfortable with you. He starts to lose more and more face clothing. Like then next, you show up, he just got a bandana around his shit with a Yankee fitted on.
I didn't know. Hold on, I don't know this hijab.
Oh, you don't know about the hijab shit?
Okay, and I've been black.
No, he had like the real deal hijab. Yeah, like the black shit, like that one. Yeah, he had that on, and you'll be over there beating. He pay you. He was paying male escorts because he like the wanted to create his own porn. He done got that so far.
Oh,
and his goner shit. He like fuck that. I don't want to watch this. I want to hire the Punisher. He had a nigga named the Punisher.
Yeah,
I want to hire the Punisher and watch him come through and beat shit down and squirt baby oil on him.
You remember? I was following this I was blathering about this for probably like 3 or 4 years. So all my friends I talked to would make fun of me for talking about it too much.
About the Diddy shit?
Yeah, now it's a ongoing thing, but I was blathering because I was watching all them during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was watching all them Jaguar Wright. And
Jaguar Wright is off the handle, man.
I love it, dude. Let me tell you,
that's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I did. But the main rabbit hole is go back. I do this every so often. I go back and watch Jonathan Oddie being interrogated by the Secret Service. The guy that you ever see that video where he back in the first Trump administration. He put on, it's like he goes in his Florida hotel trombones and he's got a wetsuit and he's barefoot. This is all on security camera. Okay, so he's firing a gun in the air. There's no one in there. It's surrounded by the cops. He lays an American flag across the front desk and he shoots his gun in the air. Then he puts on socks. He puts on a pair of socks and he just takes off down the it's all marble. It's a Trump hotel, so he just slides down the thing. He got shot in the leg twice. Then it cuts to him being interrogated by this black Secret Service guy. He's got his leg up, and so I remember that. I remember stuff either because it's funny, like it made me laugh, or it made me very upset. Right? That's like my entire memory works that way. So I remember this story because it was like a funny story. Mm-hmm. And then he tells the craziest shit you ever heard in this interview. He was trying to get Trump a warning because they're going to try to kill him and this and that. And then he goes on about Diddy's gay and DJ Khaled's gay and Rick Ross. He's gay. He just goes, okay. But no, at the time, this is like, you know, I was like, oh, this guy's hilarious, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, and then he gets a little weirder. He starts talking about the Illuminati card. Oh, that's where I first heard of the boule.
Oh, yeah.
From that. I never heard of that before. But there's a dude, Steve Coakley, from back in the day that talked all about them. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I assume he's not alive anymore because I would imagine he'd be talking about it a lot now, right? But anyway, he said things that are crazy in that, okay? But one by one, they all became true. So every so often I go back and check. Mm-hmm. And
which one didn't come out yet?
Tupac being, so I thought the idea of Tupac's alive is too crazy.
No, that one, I can't go with that one.
So
Pac, he's too crazy. If Pac was alive, he would. Oh yeah, I did see this,
dude. But everybody forget, dude, if you watch,
yeah, because he was the first. And no, he was. They did find the shit with him and Diddy. He came up in the trial.
Oh, I didn't know if he was alive or dead. He's been missing. I mean,
this came up in the trial.
Yeah. Now this is 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Or wait, was it 20? This I thought this was like actually longer than that. I guess this video was up 4 years ago, but I thought it was 2018. I could be wrong. He also said that Trump knows about the thing, you know. You know, Illuminati is not like just one big thing. That's just like one little thing in a bunch of stuff. It's like a Diageo family of brands. Oh, shit. Of secret society. Okay, that's why I told you. I think,
mean, that shit is not too far fetched for me. Like, I don't.
Skull and Bones is that. Skull and Bones is that.
I haven't been down through all those rabbit holes. The thing is with me, I just know my anxiety and all that kind of shit will drive me so crazy. So I just choose to ignore it.
Yeah, well, that's how.
I think that's how most.
That's how the shit works.
Yeah,
you use fear and shame as a safe to keep secrets.
Because that shit would just make me not leave. I'd be one of those doomsday prepping type motherfuckers.
Oh, I have to say I feel much better since I don't like being like it's like I'd like to know if the guy isn't really a Nigerian prince I sent my money to. You know, I don't want to not know.
I got a homie right now. This motherfucker just moved to Amsterdam because Trump won and shit. He like it's over. And just moved to Amsterdam.
I gotta say that's very suspicious because all kind of people, celebrity. I don't know if they're celebrity or not, but they always say they're gonna move. But to actually move,
yeah, no, he did it.
That seems like, and Trump didn't even do nothing. You see anybody in jail?
I mean, he just like shit. This country's going to shit. I'm over it, and he bounced.
This country's been going to shit. Yeah. Where's your friend Rich?
Yeah, he is.
Yo, that's like you live in another fucking dimension.
He is. All right, let's spin the motherfucking wheel.
Okay.
Oh shit, we got the Diddy trial on that bitch.
Pride Month. Borderlands 4.
Best music comes out during Pride Month. All right. Halloween. Halloween. Well, I guess, you know, since I got the new crib now, we'll probably celebrate Halloween a little different. But for me, you know, always me and my PTSD of growing up being raised in Detroit, Halloween for me just like, you know, Devil's Night.
Oh, yeah. You got where the tradition of just burning the city down.
Yeah. Devil's Night. I talk about it every time, man. If y'all don't know, man, I think that shit really did something to me as a kid. I be thinking about all the traumas and shit. It was just like
every year you might burn down.
I mean, but I also do tell people that it did bring some type of beauty. It was like some type of beauty. Because I remember used to always seeing those aerial shots that the helicopter would show of the news and you just see the whole city on fire and it was something, it was like cool about it. I don't know. I can't. Cause
did you have an erection?
I don't think I was old enough then to get no boners. But yeah, I remember my first boner. I thought something broke. I was watching,
really?
Yeah, what was the name of that fucking Melrose Place?
Wow.
They started kissing on Melrose Place. I'm like, hold up, something ain't right. I think something broke. I had to go in the bathroom and checked it out. I'm like, I don't know, man. Shit don't seem right.
That's like a special memory. Your first boner, and it was from Melrose.
That's how I know I got a crazy memory that I remember shit like that. But yeah, my first boner was during the episode of Melrose Place. All right, we'll hop into some of these Ask Danny's.
Ask Danny.
You can always hit me up at DannyAtTheDannyBrownShow.com. That's Danny at the DannyBrownShow.com. And we got buying shit. What up, Danny? What's the dumbest thing you bought with your rap money? Shouts out the field. I mean, obviously, like a bunch of dumbass clothes and shit. I think buying clothes now in general for me is just dumb anyway. I was just talking about that with one of the homies, and it's like, because they helped me move, so I just gave a bunch of shit away, because once I wear it on stage or I get an Instagram picture with it, I can't wear it really no more. So you spend thousands of dollars on these outfits to wear one time.
That's tax deductible, ain't it?
Yeah, but then I also do have another homie was like, you stupid, why don't you do what I do? I'll just wear that shit and then I take that shit back. But they got banned from Dover Street Market. So I'm not trying to get banned from Dover Street Market. I really love that place.
For work, dude, that's so clearly for work.
Yeah, I still do the tax shit. Yeah. But it's I mean, I would love to have the ability to rock shit 3 or 4 times and not be.
Well, the only reason you don't is because someone will point.
Yeah,
I mean, like
exactly.
school, like fucking school.
I mean, certain pieces, I don't give a fuck. If I like it like that, I'm gonna wear it regardless of what. But that's not that kind of thing. Like when you spend, like, let's just say if you bought a fucking $2,000 fucking Marnie jacket, and then you bust it, and then everybody like, oh, you caught the stunt with it. Then 2 months later you rock it again, and it's just periodic. You're like, okay, we seen the Marnie jacket, man.
Yo, see that?
You did it. Give it. All right, we seen it.
That's what would make me go batshit. Is I have to worry about that. I'd rather know all the Diddy secrets and how it connects Epstein than have to worry about that. I have a Hawk 2 hat on.
Yeah,
it was free merch.
I really think that's just being raised. I think that's just being raised in the hood and not having. Yeah, so once you grow up, like being raised, nobody has. So you just you cherish the little bit that you have.
You grew up in one spot. You didn't move a lot.
I just literally just moved. The first time leaving Detroit was coming here.
Oh, okay. So when I was a kid, we moved. So I lived in North Carolina and Ohio. Well, I was born in Ohio, and we lived in Jersey, North Carolina. But I remember when I was a kid, and a bunch of people at that time moved there because I think the economy was like booming. My dad was a salesman, and so we moved down there. And dude, if you didn't have like the right Nikes or something, yeah, I mean that was all over, everywhere.
You get bullied.
Oh yeah, and then in 6th grade, I remember we moved back to Jersey. I don't know, in class, everybody's telling dumb stories or something, or a show and tell thing. But I don't know what I was talking about. But I mentioned that I went into Kmart, and I never lived that down the rest of the year. That I entered.
Everybody was joking on you
that
about
I entered a Kmart. So that's like, when you're 12, when you become an adult and you're like, oh, they have it at Kmart?
Yeah, so I think that just the school shit, so that does plays a part on you. And I also just feels like when you come in from like a poor background, just, having to feel like to leave your house and not feel poor, just to have those Jordans.
Yeah,
everybody that made me not feel poor because I had the new Jordans.
Yeah, an external thing that'll make your feelings better. But that's the main lesson.
And it's like you get the fucking Gucci and you get the Louis and all that shit, and you leave and you're poor, but that makes you feel rich. And then the fucking the turn of that is that fucking rich people would never buy this shit in the first place.
Dude, I like. It's like when people go, Elon Musk, like the richest man in the world. Did he buy? Assholes, do you think that he's the richest man? Do you think the richest man in the world would tell you that?
Yeah, that's some real shit.
Would be in Forbes. Everybody just says it because they like saying it. But like, how stupid is that? Of course he's not the richest man in the world.
Yeah. All right, next up we got Toxic Danny. Hey, Danny, what's your toxic trait in a relationship? Shouts out to Caleb. My toxic trait in a relationship is shit. Leave me alone. It's not one to be bothered at any capacity. With any capacity. So yeah, my toxic trait is just
being selfish and
just don't talk to me, don't bother me, just leave me alone.
And
that's my toxic trait.
Problems.
Yeah, if you just let me be. Going online without ExpressVPN, it's like writing your passwords and credit cards info on a giant billboard in Times Square. Bold move if you're into identity theft. Using public Wi-Fi is risky. Hackers on the same network can grab your passwords or credit card info. And it's not hard to do. Just a laptop and a little know-how. Your data's worth real money. Up to $1,000 per person on the dark web. That's why I use ExpressVPN. It encrypts everything between your device and the internet, so nobody's stealing anything from me. What I love most, it's insanely secure and dead simple. You open the app, hit one button, and boom, you're protected. And it works on everything. Phone, laptop, tablet, whatever I'm using. I know I'm covered. I use ExpressVPN every time I travel. Hotel Wi-Fi always feels sketchy. And this gives me a peace of mind. It becomes non-negotiable for me. Secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/DannyB. That's expressvpn.com/DannyB to find out how you can get up to 4 extra months free. expressvpn.com/DannyB. All right, let's talk Lucy. These things are clean, 100% pure nicotine, and totally tobacco-free. I've been using the Lucy breakers lately, and they got a cool twist. There's a little capsule inside each pouch that you can pop for an extra burst of flavor and hydration. Personally, I rotate between the spearmint and apple ice. I usually go with the 6 milligram, and I throw one in when I'm winding down at night. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/DannyB and use the code DannyB to get 20% off your first order. They even have a 30-day refund policy if you're not into it. Again, that's lucy.co and use code DannyB for 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. I think I'm a Pisces, you know. That's just...
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm a loner. I don't like
Is that what they... I don't believe in astrology because I'm a Gemini and we're skeptical, but...
Geminis.
Yeah.
That's the two motherfuckers, right?
Yeah. Remember Casino? Sharon Stone was like, I should have known. He's a Gemini, the snake.
Yeah. Kanye's a Gemini.
Yeah, well, that's... they're good for the program.
But Kendrick's a Gemini too, so that gives you the
and
duality.
I give him 10 years before he has metal teeth because second you put on a crown of thorns for a performance, they all did it. They all had a Jesus crown of thorns and it was some minor, not really controversy and we move on. It's really a hacky thing to do. Yeah. I don't think that was Kendrick's idea. I don't believe it. But Kanye's, meanwhile, selling swastika shirts. To contrast, yeah, he paid for that himself that ad time.
That was all his idea.
And Kendrick's the darling at the moment. But guess what? 10 years. As soon as you put on that crown of thorns, you got a 10-year countdown before you got metal teeth.
All right, we got sober writing. Hey, Danny, is it easier or harder to write rhymes sober? Shouts out to Cat. I wouldn't say it's easier or harder to write anything. I think everybody has that moment of when they catch lightning in a bottle and it just feel like it just flows like crazy, and you have those moments of where you stuck and you can't really think of shit and you just, but I think for me, like I love that moment of, when it's just like free flowing and everything's just happened. But
That's
I think
the drug of it.
Yeah, but what made me stronger is when you fight in that battle of can't come up with nothing, and
that's a pro. Yeah. A pro's the guy that could do that.
And having the discipline and the patience to stick with it and to keep going, and you end up coming out with something dope.
I don't have a discipline and patience. Like I do stand up because that's just what I was gonna do. And,
same here with rap shit.
Yeah, and so because lots of people could be a comic.
Hey, shit, if I could pick my talent, you think I'd pick this shit?
It's a higher stakes gamble, I would say.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, but they like. I have friends that are funny that are like, and I know people that tried it they were already rich though trying it, and it's like, yo, sure, anybody can do this. You're not gonna. If you are gonna, then you will. It's not a matter of your dreams or like if I work hard. I was just gonna do this because I'm a lazy asshole. You know what I mean? Like it's just I was all like out of my control. I'm gonna do this. Luckily for me, that's what was out of my control is I was going to be a comic. Yeah. Like I was actually like afford because some people have to choke hookers or something or set Detroit on fire to get a boner.
I also think it is like a whole thing of just being like having that fucking discipline of when you just like fucking writing shit up all the time. Or like if you stick to it like every day, it's almost like doing everything, like anything else, like a fucking like the 10,000 hour rule or whatever the fuck, or just like working out. It's like practicing, like getting that muscle memory.
Yeah, that's shit. I mean, what do you call it? Flow state. It's just whatever gets you in flow state.
Flow state.
So it's not that some kind of drug or something would give that to you. It's just sometimes you need a perspective change abruptly to get in the right state. So if you've been getting fucked up, then you probably should stop. You know what I mean? Like what you need is that flip where you're not in your. When I learned how to draw as a kid, I had this book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, and they would teach you, like, if you saw a picture you wanted to copy or draw, turn it upside down. So that way you shut down your left brain symbolic letter memory and go straight to the right brain, which is where all that's coming out of.
Damn, that's
So
dope.
yeah, and because anybody could draw, it's a map making skill.
No, it's like an exercise, a
When
brain
you,
exercise.
Yeah, when you learn to read and write, it actually inhibits you drawing because now you know, a kid draws like an L for a nose. That's symbolic. Now you cross in symbology, and you can't just look at what you're seeing and be honest about what you're seeing because you learned symbols. But I gotta go when I was 5. I got that book. It was very helpful.
No, it sounds like it. Like I want to try that shit now.
Yeah,
I need a fucking brain exercise after fucking my shit up.
If you gotta do rhymes like that, that'll keep you from going. That'll stave off dementia. Having a thing like that, that you can like, because it's like exercise for your. I mean, it is like a muscle memory. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how it works with comedy, but I know, like, with me, music-wise, I remember there was a time in my life where no matter what, anytime I would not be having a conversation or just thinking, daydreaming, it will always be rhymes going through my head.
That's what I'm saying. It's a thing that,
like, muscle memory. Like, it would just, I would be rapping constantly. But then it also became a point in my life where I was getting so fucked up, where one day that voice stopped.
Yeah, well, anything that made the voice go away, I would stop.
Yeah,
it.
the voice stopped. But then, now that I'm back, it's like practicing to get that voice back to be doing it. So now it's like when I find myself in a thought or just quiet, now I gotta, instead of it sparking, it would do it on its own, now I have to trigger it and do it myself.
It's like your natural thing to, I don't know if it's this cut and dry that you got a left and right side of the brain. Like it's probably a little more complex than that, but you got the logical side that is like, it's like mom and dad. Okay, like, or your right brain is like the feminine side of somebody. The left brain is the more masculine side, which is this way. Right brain is like the more goofy, and so I guess that's why you should have 2 parents, ideally, to pattern your brain as a kid with that, because your subconscious, that's like a kid they're raising. Yeah. Okay, so all this evil shit you see coming at you it's like to get one of the parents out of the home so that you have a single parent skull, and then they can come in and stick their dick in your subconscious.
That is a crazy theory right there.
That's what it is. Ain't no theory. That's how it works.
All right, we're jumping to computer life.
I remember that.
What is that about?
That was in Chappelle's show. So I used to write for Chappelle's show freelance, and I got to be in a sketch. I think we got cut. I forgot that Steve Burns was in this. So we were the SWAT team. When it was like if they treated white collar criminals with the Law and Order, treatment. And I think they kept Bill's scene. There's one frame where you can still see me and Steve kicking in the guy's door. Wow, I forgot all about that, man. Holy shit. That's wild. I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
All right, next up we got computer life. Yo, Danny, what's your thoughts on simulation theory? Shouts out to Chris. Oh, I totally believe in simulation theory. I believe in alternate universes, all that shit.
Well, I do too, but I don't think it's like a high-tech Star Trek holodeck or something.
Yeah, so what you think?
A house of cards of lies. There's not just one matrix. Like if you do music or comedy or something performing, you ever see, you saw Dune or read the book Dune?
No.
All right, well, they have this thing, The Voice, that can make you do stuff. It sounds like all weird and like
subconscious.
Well, Frank Herbert said, I wasn't making it like some weird alien God voice that comes out of him. It's just what a politician or a preacher or a comedian or anybody does. You put in your domain, such a gay anime shit to say, but it's like domain expansion. You're projecting your domain around people. So if I'm doing comedy well and I'm being in the moment, is because I'm like, I am the room now. You're now all in the room. Do you understand? And so now I control all the. That's why you should never, as a comic, be like, oh, that deserved more than you gave it to the crowd. Because now,
hell no, not with nothing.
People, but you want to be the room. They don't got nowhere to go. They're in your fucking domain. So that's a matrix. That's not technological. That's just mental.
Oh, okay.
So there's not one matrix. There's a bunch of them. And someone that's good at using the voice, that's what all that magic goofy shit is. That's mainly what it is that.
Damn, that was kind of deep right there.
Yeah, well, it's so, a lot of people do that NLP or like Tony Robbins or, you know, I used to date a girl that was way into affirmations.
Yeah.
Which I hate that shit. It's just like, I feel like you can't read if you need that. But that's a little smug of me. But it's hypnosis. It's all hypnosis. That's why you repeat, you know, positivities in the mirror and shit. But I don't know. I want to be able to do like the stuff I want to do, and I got to dissolve ego to do it properly, right? Like if you want to keep like that shit you were talking about, but getting your fucking clothes exactly right. That's like trapping you in ego.
Yeah, definitely.
And that would drive me nuts. That would drive me nuts
all day. Ego, body dysmorphia. I got all that shit.
Yeah, that's not. So there you could see the.
But I'm self-aware, so.
You don't have to. Yeah. You can see the hologram, though. That's what the hologram is. They make it out like it's some Star Trek shit. Not ain't. You live in a bunch of lies. That's what that shit goes back to Egypt when a priest would inbreed royalty like bape dogs in LA, right? And so they dissociate, and then they tie up their day with bullshit Egyptian, like, you know, their afterlife, their whole day. You're the leader of Egypt. Your whole day is spent on the afterlife, just thinking about when you're dead. That some priest is training you because you're going to have to go to the ferryman, and there's a boat oar that you have to say how big it is. And it's like Three Amigos, like shoot your gun in the air 3 times in the singing bush.
But did you ever did psychedelics?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so what do you think that should be like when you do DMT?
Well, the thing that stuck out to me, DMT specifically, because I don't know the entities. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that's not my own inner space. And the purple lady I saw the very first time, I'm pretty sure that's my right brain.
Oh, okay.
But now we all have that. This is the meat internet. Those archetypes before the internet. So, you know, synchronicity, they call it after you do psychedelics. It's synchronicity. No, it ain't. It's some kind of ESP. That's what it is. They just call it. Jung, who by the way was like a wizard, but he's embarrassed to look like that to be respectable. He wrote all this stuff about the subconscious and Jung, you know, archetypes. All he's doing is making that into medicalized language for people that aren't comfortable with occult, which is what he was into. Yeah.
That is fucking crazy, man. God damn it. So shit, you out here, you've been in Austin for a minute now.
Yeah.
You've been coming out here for a while before you
I used to do Moon Tower all the time, man. I used to do Moon Tower for like 10 years. That was my favorite. Now Skankfest is my favorite festival, but before that, Moon Tower was my favorite festival.
So do you think, like since like the mothership and like all the comics and shit moving here, do you think the crowds got better here or got worse here? Like, is it harder to play here? Or
Austin was always a good comedy town, always. I mean,
music too. Shit, this was like one of our favorite places to play.
I always liked coming here, but I would have never moved here if Joe didn't build that club or buy the club. He didn't build it. He built it by hand. You know, I used to live by a comic. When in New York, I would hang out the cellar. And then when I went to LA, I could walk to the comedy store from where I lived. So I gotta have a club I could hang out. So
the
Joe
sense of
made
community.
that.
That's like a sense of community type shit.
A place, because I don't know what, I don't go to bars and whatever. I'm going to club, I go to comedy clubs to hang out. I've been doing it for like 25 years. So I gotta have, this is like my Vegas years now living here.
I would also think those two is almost like a steel sharpened steel kind of thing. Like if you out here
my
with
sense
so
way
many,
better since I
that's what I'm
moved
saying. You got out here around so many killers, it got to fucking make you better and shit.
Well, when you start, for sure. But the main thing is, dude, I go on a lot. I'm on stage a lot. So that is gonna I'm just doing it a lot. That's gonna sharpen it up more than anything. See, when I was in New York, I remember when I started, I was like, man, I wish I could just walk in any comedy club and just go on, you know? And then I was always getting, I wasn't even making money doing stand-up, I was getting writing jobs, mostly. So, but I never wanted to be a writer. A lot of guys I know that are killers, man, they're just writers now, because you can get good money. Like golden handcuffs, they used to call it. And, but I want to be a stand-up. I want to just dip in and out, and I want to be with that. And then I'd be tired, dude. By the time I reach a point where I could maybe just drop in at a club and do that, like, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm going home, man. You know, so it's just a thing. That's why I never believed, what's the movie with Liam Neeson where he's got fucking soy sauce in his hair and he's going after his daughter? His gray ass hair, he darkened it. Taken.
Oh, I don't know no movies, bro. I'm literally, I'm a video game motherfucker.
It's always like an ex-CIA guy, and then he's like they do that choppy cam because he's a hand-to-hand expert. That ain't how that works. Those skills degrade if they're not kept up. Much like anything else, the main CIA skill is lying, by the way. It's not karate. But it's the same thing. Like a muscle memory. If you're not exercising it constantly, it won't be at the. So just by virtue of I go on a lot there, that made my shit. Like, you could really polish your shit.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing they say about like rappers. Like they get older and they just feel like they outgrown rapping because they feel like they're too old to be
like
rapping.
punk rock, like punk.
Andre 3000 just started doing jazz and shit like that. But
I really love that dude. That dude's like,
no, that's one of my favorite artists. Like for fucking, I look up to that motherfucker like a motherfucker. But,
well, it's just you could see like the guy's a real artist because he doesn't like he was always doing this for him for his expression, and he made that song that was like still probably one of the best songs I ever heard that was on everything.
Hey, yeah.
And that's the thing that it was overplayed. And if I hear it, I'm like, I still like it.
No, I still love that song. Yeah.
You know how some shit is overplayed?
You can see a motherfucker singing that karaoke. And you're like, oh, it's still lit.
There's like, I think it was like at least 20-year break where I could hear a Led Zeppelin song again and be like, oh, I like, but like there's people listen to Led Zeppelin to the point like, I've had enough Led Zeppelin for a long time. And then I hear it and go, oh, okay, I like it. But that song, it always sounds good when I hear it. And that's an overplayed ass song.
But I totally understand where he coming from with that.
Yeah.
But then also we just had Slick Rick release an album and he just turned 60.
Oh shit.
And it's great. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like so with rappers we have to still make music as we get older just to keep that, Yeah. Because if we stop, if you cap it, if you put an age
when
on
dementia
it,
comes.
Yeah, then it's just, so I want to say I'm this is not my talent to say when it starts to stop.
When you're older,
as long as I can.
Because the actual art of it, right? When now it's what's that? Oh, I'm blanking on the name of the. Is it Mobb Deep? The ones from Crunchy Black and
3 6 Mafia.
3 6. Okay, so I remember 3 6 Mafia. So you ever hear of the thing of where are they? And where's 3 6 Mafia? Memphis. Yeah, Memphis sigil rap. Because they were into like Satan shit. Crunchy Black Satan met the devil and all that shit. So
Coops the nigga. He was the crazy one.
Yeah, and so there's a whole thing about how they would do on shitty cassette tapes. They do some sigil thing and kill somebody and put their like a voodoo thing, put their soul in the tape. Okay, well that sounds very satanic. Yeah, do you know there's a whole genre of rap where the ceremony is you kill a guy, you tell everybody you did it.
Yeah, drill
His
rap.
friends kill you, then they tell him. You don't think that might be more of a thing?
Drill rap.
than a cassette tape sigil rap?
I do think drill rap is some COINTELPRO shit. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's all of it.
Because
it's satanic, it's CIA, it's all the things.
Yeah.
Look at the beauty of that. You snitch on yourself, and you can't get big unless you keep doing it. It's a fucking amazing
it's
scam.
Such a small community, but it's all kids.
Dude, until the lockdowns, okay, I promise you, 99.99% of all white people had no idea what was going on in rap at all because they see Snoop on shit. Snoop's on shit I work on.
That drill shit was brewing for a long time.
2012, right? 2011, 2012?
Yeah.
Okay, so they should have never locked everybody down because there ain't nothing to do but look into shit when you're locked down.
Oh yeah, they got crazy drill music documentaries. Those shits be like fucking Netflix. Dude,
now you could see who the fuck would still do that fucking Adam 22
No
thing?
Jumper.
Who is like that? You tell me that's not some kind of occult spell that you got people like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I bet it'll work out.
And they get Rico to fucking kill.
Nobody's putting it together. Dude, I'm not that smart. It's just the shit's so obvious now. 20 years ago, I was in New York when 9/11 happened, and we went to Iraq, and people were like, hey, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And they were right.
Yeah.
And I said, shut the fuck up. We got to go blow up some fucking... Okay, so I fell for every single fucking thing. I don't get how... So just enough time has passed where you should notice the bullshit by now.
Because on some real shit, I was watching some shit and they was saying how much the crime was going down compared to what it was previously.
Keep in mind, no one is going to give you an accurate report of what the crime is. So recently the big trick, was to go, crime's down, but that's because if the police ain't coming, ain't nobody going to report the crimes.
Yeah.
So you don't have any idea.
That's
like trying to get numbers. Nobody knows what the numbers are. They're a lot. Nobody knows.
And also my other theory is too, like the whole switch thing.
What do you mean?
The switches. They're putting these where they're putting enhancements on guns that make them shoot like fucking AR. Make a Glock shoot like an AR-15.
Remember all the black people conspiracies from back in the 90s that they brought crack to the hood?
Yeah, and they brought
the guns
yeah.
And the private prison industry came in. All of a sudden, it switched from like rappity rap to gangster overnight. So now, because I've been in all, they're not rabbit holes, by the way. Rabbit holes are a little thing like this.
Yeah, these are fucking.
These are
holes.
Are you stupid? They're not a rabbit hole, stupid. So first the CIA got country music first, way before rap.
Yeah, because they was on that gangster shit too.
Everybody that doesn't like country, what do they always say? Oh, I like some old country. Yeah, before it was CIA country.
Because they was talking that gangster shit.
Segura would always make fun of Garth Brooks, which is hysterical. Garth Brooks, that is psyop country music, if I ever seen it.
Okay.
All the Christianity of America that is like the popular, I watch everything, okay? You know what I mean? Like, because the way they get you is to compartmentalize you into your algorithm. Yo, if you look at my feed on shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally fuck with the algorithm shit. Like,
yo, you can find stuff.
I got like 10 different accounts where I'm a whole different person just to see what the algorithm, where it's going to take me.
It's going to start transitioning where you can't find the shit. But where it's at now is nothing. Dude, everything has been disclosed. Just so you know, we had this UFOs and all the secret shit. You can just go find it. They just know you're not going to look. That's how it works currently. Once enough people start seeing it, then they're going to start scrubbing it. But we're the same as China. Don't ever think China's different. Although China probably does theirs better than us. They're spying in social credit. Every time you watch a thing, you know what China does? They do facial recognition so they can track you. Oh, does China do that? No shit. Oh, that's bad. I can't believe China does that. Spies on you all day.
I ain't gonna lie, it's this fucking... It's a YouTube channel that shows you live streams of North Korean TV.
Yeah, keep watching the bad.
Sometimes I'll be watching that shit. Yeah. It is wild, man.
Okay, so what I don't get is, because I love that, right? But how come after people watch that, they don't come back and look at your own TV and see what the similarities are?
No, it ain't no similarity. They whole TV, they just telling you how much of a G Kim Jong-un is. They're like, oh, he's the best person.
What do we got on
It's almost like he's like Santa Claus, the bunny rabbit, all that shit. They love it. Like it ain't nothing but.
He sounds like Trump a little bit.
Yeah, he on that bitch like, show me love, show me love.
Yo, how come? I just kind of like realized that it's really upsetting to think about. But cable news, right? So CNN, MSNBC, Fox. So Fox News, that's for boomers. No, it's just for Trump. Fox News, currently, the entire channel is just for Trump to watch. Some of his parents might watch it too, but it's for Trump because they want to propagandize Trump. When Biden was in, Morning Joe, MSNBC, the whole channel was for Biden. So people go, oh, it's biased. No, you don't get it. You don't matter, motherfucker. Your vote don't matter. You don't matter. The news... The guy that's in power that they have to fucking program, it's all for him. So go back and watch news shit during who's in office. It's because some rich guy owns it and they're like, I want to program this motherfucker with what I want.
Okay.
So Fox News, and you'll see them subtly shift based on who's president. And people, because, I think like a poor person, so it takes me a while to catch on. Nah, you could watch it too, but it ain't for you.
Yeah.
It's for one guy. Okay, the scam now, they ain't never going to disclose shit. They ain't going to release Epstein shit. They're not going to do none of that. Although, I found this out yesterday, MK Monarch, the one nobody talks about, they fucking disclosed that in 2024, and I didn't even know they released those fucking documents. This guest we had on Jimmy Dore just told us yesterday, and I've been blathering about that for, much like Diddy, for 3 years. People look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, oh, I hope they disclose it. They did. You could get those. I have it. I'll text it to you.
All right.
They fucking did, but I didn't hear about it. Nobody heard about it. We heard about UFOs might come out.
Yeah.
You see the trick?
And they just moved on.
Sleight of hand, David Blaine shit. It's very, once you see it, you can never unsee it.
He's like, all right, that shit real. Just keep it moving. All right, we get ready to get up out of here, man. You got some shit you want to plug?
Oh, yeah, I got my new podcast coming out, The Derp with Kurt. And,
The what?
So I used to, Kyle Dunnigan? You know this guy, Kyle Dunnigan? He does impressions. Me and him used to make shows with face swaps, okay? Because he could do like 1 million impressions. and we made like a Biden sitcom called The Fresh Prez. Because one day in fact, all awards I got, it's for a song I wrote with Kyle, mainly, you know? So Kyle's like really, you can just feed him lyrics. Like I'm tone deaf as far as melodies. Yeah. I just feed him lyrics and help him bang out a song. So I was laughing thinking about making the Fresh Prince opening with Biden at the time. And then he was like, what do we make a whole sitcom? Ben Shapiro was his butler, like Benson. And anyway, I was on a show on YouTube with him, and it was called At Home with Sly Stallone, and I was his best friend who lives in his converted garage. Like, you know, rich guys will have, you know, like Kato Kalin lived on OJ. I was like his Kato Kalin, and he
always like some 90s sitcom shit. They got a nigga living in the garage or something.
Well, if it's like you know your Tim Duncan situations, that's a different thing. But then I know what OJ had going on, but anyway, he didn't know my name. That joke is Sly. I'd never learned my name, even though I'm his best friend. And he would call me Kerp. Like, he fucked my name up and called me Kerp. So there's fans of that. So anyway, when I would start talking about this crazy shit I was talking to you about, so another Kerpspiracy. So my podcast, I'm going to make it, instead of the Dirt with Kurt, is the Derp with Kerp. And it looks like Schoolhouse Rock. It's coming out soon. And,
Fire.
Yeah, and I'm on Jimmy Dore show. People already watched that. So. I don't know. I'm going KurtMetzgerComedy.com. I'm going on tour.
All right, fire. All right. Love y'all motherfuckers. We see y'all same time, same channel. Peace. We out.